Hey ABC, it's Greeno. Back with a surprise find out of the just-in piles, whatever you want to call them. Talked about this before, even showed a video. There's just my just-in section is out of control, and I've put a bit of a dent in it, but I'm still going through it and finding stuff I've forgotten about. Stuff's been in there for years, I just hadn't got to. And this is an example of that. And I had no idea this was even in the piles. I knew the album was in there, but what it was, I didn't know. So anyways, I picked this album up probably 4 years ago, maybe even 5, real cheap. I already had a copy, grabbed this one because it looked like it was in a little better condition than my copy I already had. And like I said, it was cheap. So I'm going through the piles a couple days ago, pulled this out to listen to it, and kind of freaked out. I had no idea that this is what was in it. Anyways, it's Kinkover III, which you know, you don't see all that much to begin with, but it's kind of a special version of it. And you can see I still have the price tag on it. I got this at Princeton Record Exchange up in New Jersey for it says $3.99. That's what I paid for it. And like I said, it's in killer shape. Love this band. Cool hard rock, hair metal, MTV metal kind of band. Different singer, doesn't have Mark Free on this album, but Carmine's still playing drums and everything. But anyways, this came out on Rocker Records, New Renaissance, I think, distributed it. But pulled it out, thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and slap this on the table. And first thing I pulled out of it were some inserts. I was like, wow, that's cool. It's got the original insert. And then here's another one from something called the Album Network. And it's got a little blurb about the new King Cobra album here at the bottom. And then here's a thing from New Renaissance with some new releases listed and what's coming out soon. Kinkover III is listed on here. $8.98 for the LP, $16 for the CD. Release date May 20th, 1988. But there's other cool stuff on here. Some Hellion, At War, Satan's Revenge. It's a compilation album. Child, Gargoyle, Screamer. But that was cool. I thought, wow, you know, they're in good shape. So I pulled the record out, and it's in one of these, you know, with the circle. You can see the label. And what is it but a test pressing? And nothing written on it. So the first thing I thought was, okay, this thing's a test pressing of what? I don't know. Somehow it ended up in a Kinkover III sleeve. Because I've never had a test pressing, I don't believe, in an actual sleeve for the album. Usually it's in a white sleeve and somebody handwrites on it, or it's just in one of these and somebody writes on it. I've never seen a test pressing inside an actual production sleeve. So I'm like, okay, whatever, let's see what this is. So I pop it onto the turntable, drop the needle, and it's Kinkover III. It's the album, test pressing. So I don't know if they were sending out promos probably, and maybe had a couple test pressings laying around, slapped it into a sleeve and sent it to whoever, you know, record station or a record shop or something. But had no idea, and this has been sitting here for 4 or 5 years. Like I said, it's just cool. You know, I talk about going back through the just-in piles, you know, digging sometimes, and I never know what I'm going to come across. So yeah, I got lucky. I found that real cheap, and that's why I picked it up, and it was in great shape. And I think I remember that when I did get that, was digging with a friend, and you know, we both ended up with a bunch of stuff, and it was just like, you know, maybe pulled the record out enough to make sure it looked kind of good, not all scratched up, shoved it back in, didn't even look at the label, and went on to the next one. Alright, so while I had that out, thought I would show, you know, the Kinkover stuff. Here was their first album, Ready to Strike. What was this, like 85? Yep, 1985, and this is on Capitol EMI. I really dug this band at the time. I mean, you know, they were a total kind of cash in for Carmine a piece. but or Apathy, everyone say it, a piece, I think he pronounces it. But it's a good band, you know. And all these, you know, I have doubles on all this stuff. I picked them up cheap way back in the day. You know, I've had this since the 80s. Actually, I might have bought this one new. But here's one probably picked up for $3 or $4, another copy, and here's one actually still has a $3 price tag on it. But anyways, their second album was Thrill of a Lifetime. This was probably 87, 86, 86. And this is also on Capitol EMI. Not quite as good as the first album, but, you know, still a cool album. There's another copy. And then here's my the copy I did have of Kinkover III. Like I said, you don't see this one quite as much as the first two. And part of that's because they were on an indie for this, you know, Rocker Records and New Renaissance. But this is a good album. This may be one of the better out of the first three. You know, really, really good. So that's it. I just thought I'd share that. I mean, I was kind of blown away from that test pressing. I had no idea it was kind of lurking in here, which is great. You know, I know a lot of people share lots of records, and people build up these piles, and they get behind, and you pick up more stuff, and then stuff you got last week gets kind of forgotten about till you dig through it next month, and that's kind of the fun of it. You know, if you can do that. And you know, right now I'm not going out digging because I went crazy a couple weeks ago in Pittsburgh with Corey. So now's a great time. I go back through the piles and have fun here in my own little, kind of my own little record shop, I guess. So it's fun. And I see other VC members do that, you know. Anyways, I'm just kind of rambling now. But that's it. Just thought I would share a test pressing. Later, VC.